So this is the Ansody 65 watt 2500 mAh power bank. I'm not quite sure why they've called it 65 watt because it is capable of putting out 100 watts over 2 USB-Cs, and any other brand would have called it the 100 watt. If you stick around to the end, you're going to be able to pick this up for just £24.99, which I think is an absolute bargain. Let's take a closer look. So in the box you're going to get the power bank, you're going to get a user manual, and you're going to get a 60 watt USB-C. If you want to get the full 65 maximum output, you will need to use a USB rated higher than 65 watts. I'm going to bet all of us drone pilots have already got a 100 watt cable or higher, and I'll be using 240 watt cables in this review. USB-C1 is capable of 65 watts output, perfect for charging your drones, laptops and devices that need 65 watts of power, as well as charging your phones and tablets and things like that at super fast charging speeds. This is also how you would charge it. It takes about 4 hours using a 30 watt charger and just 2 hours 14 minutes using a 65 watt charger. 65 watts is the maximum input this power bank will accept. For example, the Hover Air X1 needs 65 watts and it would charge both batteries in just 60 minutes. USB-C 2 is 36 watts output. This will charge many of your devices that require 30 watts of power. As you can see here, the C1 is charging my phone at super fast charging speeds. Now it's connected to the 36 watt and it's still super fast charging. USB-A is rated at 22.5 watts, which is still fast enough to fast charge your phones and tablets. There's only one button that will turn it on, but if you just plug in the device, it will come on automatically. Combining the ports changes the speeds as it does with any power bank. If you use USB 1 and USB 2 at the same time, you'll get 65 watts from USB 1 and 36 watts from USB 2. If you use USB 1 and USB A, you'll get 65 watts and 22.5 watts. If you use USB 1 and USB A, you'll get 65 watts from one and you'll get 22.5 watts from the other. If you combine USB-C 2 and USB A, you'll only get 15 watts combined. All power banks do this and it's a limitation on protocols. And finally, if we use all three ports together, USB-C will put out 65 watts and the other two combined will put out 15 watts. You can charge your mini series batteries and the controller at the same time at full speed using USB C1 and C2. However, if we try and charge one of the newer DJI hubs, this is where things get a little bit funky. So as you can see, it's now charging the Avata batteries at fast speed. This is completely random. It's taken me 3 attempts to get it to do this. This is not a limitation on this power bank. They all seem to do it, and most of them don't charge, and this one is. So now I'm intrigued. The last 2 power banks I've reviewed refused point blank to charge these batteries and the Avata batteries. It's charging, but it's slow charging. Try that again. Now it's fast charging. This is the cheapest power bank I've reviewed, and it's the only one that's charged both the Avata 2 and the Air 3 batteries. I've tested it with my 1S charger. I've tested it with my mini series drones. I've tested it with my Avata 2, my Air 3, my remote controllers, my Hover Air Pro Max, and several phones and tablets too. It's going to charge your iPhone 16 to 61% in 30 minutes, an S23 Ultra to 69% in 30 minutes, and your MacBook Air to 52% in 30 minutes. All the specifications are on the screen now. Just pause the video if you want to read it. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. The links and discount will be in the video description. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.